I'm Gwen, right?
And I'm Deonta B.
And welcome to Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, the Facebook edition.
And we are live. And I'm excited about today's topic because, you know, even though you're not really into sports, you know, I'm into sports.
Yeah.
But you are amongst basketball players. Your nephew plays basketball.
Yes, he's probably going to be pro some kind of way. We're going to get there.
Of course, my daughter plays basketball.
Yeah, she's going to probably play WNBA. So I guess this is a good topic that we're talking about today. We've been around basketball since they was babies.
Right. And so, you know, but today I'm excited because we're going to get to tap into the skill. We're talking about training and we're going to get to tap into the skill. And that's why I like our live shows, because our live shows, people get to learn something.
Right.
So the guest that we have for today, he really doesn't need an introduction. He played with N1 basketball, so people always remember 50 and hot sauce from N1. So I think that the viewers are going to learn quite a bit from him because he's been playing ball since 95.
Yeah, that's a long
Well, probably longer than that because I'm pretty sure he started when he was in high school.
Right.
And he is super tall. Everybody used to love to see him dunk. And you know, you remember when we were cheerleaders and people used to dunk? How everybody would just go crazy. Like, did you see that?
Hey, and it's crazy because you know what I just think about it. Every time we talk about sport, people be like, oh, well, you don't like sport. I forgot I was a cheerleader girl. I just I didn't like it then either. I was just going, yeah,
right. You didn't even know what was going on.
I didn't even know what was going on. You tell me which way, huh?
We so crazy. So without further ado, we would like to welcome D50 to the show.
Come on,
50, because you know this is it. This is the live edition, so you know we just live.
How y'all doing?
How you doing? Welcome to our. We call it our stage.
Okay. Happy to be here. You know, have some fun tonight.
All right, now.
Yes. For those who are tuning in that do not know, I want to start off with you telling them how the 50 brand was developed. Because everybody just know you as 50. Nobody calls you by your name. They just say 50. And then when they hit 50, they're like, oh yeah, I know 50. 50 played ball. He used to dunk. He used to do this. He used to do that. So who branded you 50? Where did 50
Where did I get my name from? Well, you know, like I said, I've been playing ball a long time, since 1981. And still playing today, you know. Still dunk, still, you know.
You still dunk?
Still dunk, still fly in the air. I'll be 46 next month in 5 weeks exactly.
Come on, man.
Still, you know, when I be in the gym, high school kids want to challenge me. They can't. I'm just too good, you know. But anyway, my nickname 50 came when I was playing actually in Minnesota.
Okay.
When I came back from overseas, and so the coach it was a coach in Atlanta. He was training players. And they had a team up in Rochester, Minnesota.
Okay.
And they looked for some players. So the guy from Rochester came down to Atlanta and said, hey, you got any players down there? And the coach named Woody, he said, yeah, I got this kid named Robert Martin. He has a 40-inch vertical jump. You know, vertical jump is how you get off the ground.
Right.
So the guys from Minnesota like, yeah, bring him up here. We're going to look at him. So I flew to Minnesota, started practicing, and they saw me dunk. The coach like, oh, man. So he called down to Atlanta. He said, I thought you said this kid had a 40-inch vertical. The guy would say, he does. He said, no, his vertical more like 50 inches. So when they gave him that name, and the year later when it started the N1 thing, it carried over to N1. They started doing their tour, things like that.
All right, yep. So, you're considered a legendary basketball player, right?
Okay.
So, what is your recipe? Like, what advice do you give to someone who, you know, want to be into basketball for a long period of time? Like, you do training, you do referee, you know, you say you still dunk.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, what advice would you give to someone, you know, who's, you know?
Well, you know, like I say, I grew up, my dad played pro ball. I grew up watching Dominique Wilkins, you know. You have to be inside of, you know what I'm saying? It always was in me. I always worked hard. I had that dream one day I want to travel the world, be on TV, and be able to fly in the air like Dominique Wilkins, and it came true. You just have to be dedicated and stick to, you know, your dream and never give up, you know, things like that.
So what were the steps that you took to get to that place where you were N1? What were the steps that you took to make people notice? Because you say you started out playing for Tri-City?
Oh, no. I actually started when I was 8.
Okay, you started, wow.
I've been, you know, Little League, over to high school, you know, I She won dunk contests at the Omni back in the day. I won dunk contests overseas, but I was doing this 20, 30 years before Ann wanted even, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing it a long time.
So what were some of the what were some of the tools and things that you did to develop your skill at the time to get to that place?
Well, just keep working on your craft. Most of it natural, but you got to keep working on your stuff. Like I just be outside, practice all type of dunks and going to the gym every day. I did go to school, you know what I'm saying? I was a smart kid now.
Okay.
You have to go to school to play ball.
Right.
I went to college, went to Middle Georgia first, then went to High Point University in North Carolina.
Okay.
From there, I played USBL, United States Basketball League, then went to Germany, then came back. I've been all over the place.
Okay.
Basketball took me to 47 countries, and, I love it and still love it as today. Still working on my craft. I want to retire when I'm 50 years old. How that sound?
So you say you've been all over the world. You've played for a lot of overseas teams. So a lot of people, a lot of athletes, everybody can't go to the NBA.
Right.
A lot of people wants to go, are inspired to go overseas and play ball. What were some of the stuff that you took, or what was the roadmap or blueprint to you getting to play overseas?
Like you say, everybody can't go to the NBA. Everybody can't go overseas. You just have to sometimes be in the right place at the right time, and you have to be good. You have to stay sharp on your talent. And a lot of players, you have to. I love overseas. Like I said, I've been to China, Japan, played in Germany 5 years, New Zealand, Africa, Saudi Arabia. But some players that get over there, they good, but they get homesick or they start missing their girlfriends and things like that. And they can't adapt to it. And they, what I'm saying, carry over. They start playing bad and just, sometimes they just can't adapt to the overseas life. But me, I love it, you know what I mean?
Right.
I love to travel.
But the thing about it, because we don't want people to miss it, because so many people need to know this.
Okay.
So, getting to go overseas, though. Did somebody just discover you? Did you have to go and try out? Did somebody just, were you, like you said, was it just the opportunity that presented itself? Somebody just made a phone call? Were you playing in a game? Because I know, I can only talk from experience of, my daughter plays basketball, for instance. Okay. And so, colleges, they will come to certain games, but the opportunity comes because if they're winning and things of that nature. So, What was that one thing that made... I just use that for example. So what was that one thing? How did you get that opportunity to actually play overseas? Because most people they want to do that, but they don't know, how do I get myself out there? Do I need to create I don't know what it's called. It's not a reel, but... a profile. Right. Some type of profile. What are the steps? Say you are good and say you do have the opportunity. Right. I say preparation meets opportunity. If you wasn't prepared for the opportunity, then you wouldn't been able to actually go play for overseas. So what did you do to prepare to be ready to play overseas? Because you can't just be good.
You got to be dedicated. It started when I was 10. I knew I was going to be a professional ball player, no matter what anybody say. Started then to carry over, and I was good in high school. One of the best high school players come out of Atlanta. I was good in college, and I had some other offers to go overseas, but one particular offer is an older cat. He played at High Point University, and they were looking for a player similar to him. And I was coming out of college, and he said, "I got this kid named Robert Martin." Okay. That's why I went to play in Germany in 1995. So that's how I got my opportunity.
So basically, they discovered you based off of your talent.
And I averaged 20. I was college All-American. I had 20-some points a game in college, and went from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a book coming out.
Got a book coming out. Yep.
And the book is A Journey of Your Life in Basketball. So tell the audience about your book that you got coming out.
It's an autobiography. It's about a kid coming from College Park projects, rough neighborhood, was able to live his dream as a basketball player, stayed out of trouble, didn't do drugs, had good parents, mom. I'm the youngest of the family. I had supporting older brothers and sisters, grandmother, kept me in school, and lived his dream, on TV all over the world, played for Ann, won in magazines, movies, things like that. And, that's what the book about.
Okay.
Well, because a lot of people have a talent and don't, they listen to other people, tell them what they can't do and all this. And I made a post the other day, back when I was like 9 or 10. They were saying, "Oh, you ain't gonna be no ball player," and I was like, "I'm 46 and still doing it." You know what I'm saying? I just got back from China, so just gotta be dedicated and just stay focused and don't listen to people. Live your dream.
Right. So I want to tap into the skill of basketball because so many parents, I know, because kids nowadays, they start playing basketball when you're like 3. I know my daughter was 4 when she started playing basketball.
Okay.
So you teach training.
Yes.
So many parents out there looking for a good trainer to develop the talent, because even though I know you said it's natural, which I think for a lot of kids it is natural.
Right.
But you get to a certain skill level where it's like, it's not just the natural. Like, you got to start really developing that skill when you get older.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, because we're dealing with that.
Right.
My nephew and her daughter.
Okay.
Right. So this is a good topic,
right,
skill wise.
Okay.
So it come natural. So for a lot of kids, it come natural, right? And you say work on it. So what happens, like, and I want you to go back to your question, because that's what was gonna lead. So what happens, like, when it's natural, right? They've been playing since they're 4 years old, and then they just lose interest, or they're not, you know what I'm saying, going as hard as they used to go.
Okay.
And
because they've been doing it for so long.
Yeah. Because your question would be the skill part.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you want me to explain that? Yeah. What to do, or?
Yeah. What's your advice, Mr. I'm still playing?
Yeah, a lot of, like what I said, I be in, going to high school. Like, man, how you still doing that? It's all in the mind, you know what I mean? And take care of yourself too. But anyway, I just have to say, try to stay focused and keep doing the things that got you there, and stop. A lot of kids, they're followers. I never been a follower. I just never were like that. I always knew what I wanted to do, and that was that. But a lot of kids, they get thrown off because they followers. They want to do something what their friends doing, or they ease on influence to go get in trouble, or things like that. You just got to keep at it, and
Well, I think for some kids, like, it's not even that they're followers. I can only speak from the experience of the things that I see. But I know for some kids, it's just they're still passionate, but it's like the learning process, the learning curve. Because sometimes they're just not learning more skills. They develop the skill that they have, but it's like they got to get somewhere where they can learn different skills. Something that taps into it, say, "Oh, I don't already know how to do that."
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, they might know how to shoot threes all day long, but they haven't learned the crossover from the left. They just know the crossover from the right, or something like that. And then the coaches that they're with, because like basketball coaches and AAU coaches, I mean, you would think, especially with AAU coaches, that they would be developing those skills, because you pay so much money for them to go. But it's like when they get to a certain age, they just expect for them to know the skill. And they're not learning anything new. That's what I run into.
I guess the question would be, what do you offer in your training sessions?
Right.
Well, I do all the skills, but like I said, basketball is more mental than anything. You have to think the game. You got to have confidence in yourself. Everybody ain't gonna have the same skill. Everybody ain't able to jump like me.
Right.
Or jump like be a LeBron James, or pass the ball like Magic Johnson. You got to do what you do best. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do, no basketball player going to do everything good. So whatever you do the best, you perfect that, and, everything will be all right.
Right. So what are some of the skills that you work on? Like, and let's talk about the fees too. Okay. What are some of the skills that you work on and you tap into that they may not learn, that they're learning somewhere else? What are some things that you do different when you in your training?
A lot of, like, moving without the ball, passing the ball, a lot of shooting. Like, a lot of kids, like when I referee games, a lot of kids, everybody want to dribble the ball and try to dribble through 8 and 9 people and things like that. But passing and just getting yourself open and just listening to your trainer or your coach. That's the main thing. A lot of these kids think they're better than what they are. You just have to listen to people. And, you know, just like I said, just keep working hard.
So what is the fees to learn?
My fees is like $30 a session.
Okay.
Not expensive, you know what I'm saying? I train, you know, all aspects of the game and things like that. So, yeah.
That's a reasonable fee.
Yeah.
That is reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before we wrap up, let's talk about, I know you say you still play basketball and you actually own a basketball team.
Right.
Tell us, how did you go through the process of owning a team and playing on the team?
Well, you know, over the years, I've said I want to get my own team. And actually, we play here in Atlanta, January the 5th at the Epicenter, 7 p.m. I'll be giving y'all some tickets away. So y'all can come check me out or whatever.
I'll look at it.
Okay, cool. But
I promise you she'll be watching the game. She'll come look.
Okay. All right. Just trying to give all like players who never really had a chance that I had to be on TV all over the world to play the game they love. You know what I'm saying? I like to inspire younger players, and you know, it's motivating to me. I'm happy that I can take some group of guys and give them a chance to live their basketball dream. So that's one thing. That's why I own the team.
So when you developed this team, how did you develop the team? Like, did they try out and then you developed the team, or was there like a application fee, or did you just like how you were discovered? Did you just discover them based off their talent and did you go see them? Like some people just go watch people playing street ball. You know, how did you develop this team?
A lot of new. Well, I had tries, but a lot of guys, a couple of them I've been playing with over the years, and I mix it in with a lot of new guys who haven't got the exposure.
Okay.
You know, traveling and being in front of crowds and different people, audience and things like that. Okay. So that's how I figured out. They call it Shutdown Kings. Okay. That's the name of the team.
All right.
So make sure everybody come out January the 5th, Epic Center.
All right.
7 p.m.
We're about to wrap it up. Before we wrap it up, I want you to, once again, before we get out of here, tell them about when your game is, and also let them know how they can find you. If any parents out there are looking to get their kids with a trainer, how they can get with you to do that, and then how to find you on social media.
Okay, first of all, the game again is January the 5th at the Epicenter, 7 p.m., right beside Six Flags. We're playing a team from the Northeast Delaware, Virginia area. And you can find me on social media, on Instagram at 5050Martin, on Facebook, Robert Martin 50. You know, guaranteed results within 2 weeks.
Okay.
Guaranteed for your money back.
Okay. Now this man said guarantee. Now who get guarantee? They be want you to pay all that money up front, then don't give you your stuff all the time. Yeah, $30 an hour. So honey, I like that. He said guarantee. That's the business. Guarantee. Well, it was nice talking with you. We appreciate you coming today to interview with us. And we're about to get out of here, y'all. But before we leave, I want to make sure that you're following me, Gwinnetta Wright, on all social media outlets. Make sure you check my website out at www.gwinnetawright.com. And also make sure you follow our show at Gwen Business Corner on all social media outlets. And also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Gwen Business Corner. Do you tell them how to find you?
Well, you can find me at all social media outlets at The Real Deonta B. And also you can go to my website, therealdeontab.com. And we ask that you continue to tune into our televised show, which airs every first and third Monday on Fox 54. And we will see you next time live. We out here.
Hey, guess what? When we see y'all next time, it will be 2019.
Oh, it will. So get those New Year's resolutions in right now.
All right. Bye-bye.